Ladies and gentlemen, let's get down to the hard tack. Let's get down to the real issues in America. You know, hundreds of thousands, likely millions of American families have been swindled in their home mortgages. Millions of Americans got sucked into the largest money laundering racket in the history of the world, involving many of the banks that financed the Obamas and many of the banks that financed the Bushes and the Clintons, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, the banks that financed Donald Trump. The reality is, last week we won a major case in Tennessee federal court, and the baiting and luring of consumers into these deceptive and fraudulent mortgages, it's been proven. There is no undoing the admissions in this federal case that consumers were baited and lured into these fraudulent, deceptive mortgages. The battle in that regard is completely won by us. Now, you know, I'm shocked. I'm shocked at America for being so upset over Nancy Pelosi tearing up some papers. And these friggin' pundits and these politicos here on, you know, the Fox News and Hannity and Rush Limbaugh and all these other so-called conservative journalists, they're so concerned over some paper being torn up, while they ignore the fact that the banksters in America have walked off with trillions. Donald Trump, Christopher Wray, William Barr, Mike Pence, the Vice President of the United States, Jimmy Comey, Robert Mueller, the FBI, the scum at the FBI, as old Donald Trump calls it, the scum at the FBI, have allowed these banksters to screw over and rip off and victimize millions of Americans in their home mortgages. But we're going to keep ranting and raving about how Donald Trump was impeached. Dozens of people found him guilty, and a few more found him, what they call it there,
Download it now to check your...
Well, he wasn't not guilty. Oh, he wasn't exonerated. What they call that there? Oh, he got acquitted. You know, there's a great big difference between acquitted and exonerated, Donald Trump. But we're going to rant and we're going to rave about the acquittal and not explain to the American public that it's not the same as exonerated. It's not the same as not guilty or innocent. It's simply acquitted. But we'll carry on about this on the news media for, you know, another year or two, you know, up until the election. And that's all they've done. That's all the Republicans and the Democrats have done. They will not focus on these bankers, because it's these bankers that finance their campaigns. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a message to the Attorney General of the United States, William Barr, and to the Director of the FBI, Christopher Wray. In Tennessee federal court, we won the case. They can't undo the admissions that have been entered by the clerk of court under Rule 55 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. We won the case. And this guy Pete, disgusting. This guy Pete is disgusting. I won't be voting for Pete or his Peter. It's just absolutely perverse. But let's move on to something else here. Millions of Americans have been swindled in their home mortgages, and the news media is carrying on about Nancy Pelosi tearing up some papers. Now that is the state of America in a nutshell. Now for all this money laundering and fraud, and all the facts associated with this video. The links are right below. So enjoy the ride, enjoy the story, and remember one thing. This whistleblower has been on the job since 1982. And to my extremely very precious friend over in Tennessee, you're a winner. They cannot take that away from you. You are a winner. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave it right there, and as always, hasta la vista. God bless, and you can bet you we're coming back.
He did better than people thought he would. So